Hey there, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. We are tuning into another episode, as always. Myself, Payne, and Art. Mike is going to miss some more time with the new birth of his child, so we got Shane filling in for him. We also invited our boy, John. John, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for being part of this, Shane. Thank you for filling in for Mike.
You're welcome for me upgrading your show this week.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the nuts on this guy. Oh my god.
Art, man. Good morning, Art, man. Appreciate you being here. Yes, sir. For all you do not know, D's over there, D's nuts. That is Ant. He went to go put down his children for bed. So just till he gets back, we're just gonna chat it up with you guys. But he'll be back anytime now. Payne, how's your day, man? Nope. Okay, cool. Fucking useless ass. Can you even fucking hear me?
Are you muted, Shane? Can you hear us?
No, you're the fucking muted one.
He's talking to you, Payne, not Shane.
Oh, I thought you said Shane. All right, what did you ask me?
I said, how was your day?
Man, I got fucked up today. I got called into work. I had so much shit to do. It's not even funny. Luckily, what I did this week was I pre-made all of the show graphics for today and tomorrow. So all that stuff is in there. And actually, we can probably plug. We've got our. Actually, here's a funny story. So we're gonna do, and we'll revisit this at the end of the night, and we'll plug this again. But so we have. Let me hit the button, hit share, hit that button, hit there. So we've got the Prime One event tomorrow, and this is gonna be our thing that we're gonna do. And in addition, for our show, our buddy Art is doing his show as well. And I bet you're wondering, hey, how come you guys are doing two shows? Are you competing? No. It's nothing as fancy as that. What had happened was Chasen was like, hey, we should do the show. I'm like, yeah, we should do the show. And then my thought was, well, Art is like, he's like a lot of, Art, Mike, when they come on the show, they devote a lot of time to this show, like once a week. And then I thought, you know what? I don't feel right asking anybody to devote more time than they already do to the show. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just leave. Let's just not ask him. He can do his own thing. And then turns out he is doing his own thing, and we just all never talked about it. And so so there's two shows tomorrow for the Prime One thing. But
it's all good.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, whoever you want to support is totally cool. This is just more of like shooting the shit, having fun. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so that's why there's two shows. It's just I just didn't think to give Art a call. That's what it came down to.
Yeah, bro. Because I know we're all gonna be watching it anyway, so why not just do it, right?
And fucking everybody's gonna be doing that tomorrow, man. I mean, everybody.
Just like every showcase every year.
Yeah, there's gonna be so many different channels that you can choose to. So
I just said let's do it just as another way, because like Art just said, everyone's gonna be watching it. So if people want to do it online, together, then cool. Oh, here we go.
Oh shit! Oh man!
Professional.
Man,
what's up, man?
All right, you're muted, bro.
Oh yeah, you're muted. Yeah. Let's let him figure it out.
Unmute.
Give him a minute.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, this is gonna be great. Once he.
There we go. How you doing, man? Yeah.
Yep. All right, I gotta say, as soon as we step down, I'm like, I like this motherfucker already. He wearing sweatpants, and then he wearing a dress shirt, and he wearing a fucking tie. Like that is some
business up top, party at the bottom.
Yeah,
man, that is some classy motherfucking shit right there, man. Man,
I'm just messing with y'all.
you win. You win the internet today, my man. Oh my God! So hey, bro, I wanted to say, man, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. You know, we are very tiny. I was telling the guys earlier, and anybody who's watching this show knows my brand. I don't give a fuck. So my brand is I don't give a shit about sponsorship. So I'm just glad that you're willing to come on and just shoot the shit with us and just talk collectibles and tell us a bit more about your company and about yourself because I don't think people realize that you have two jobs. My man already. Yeah, my man. They don't know.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. So people don't know you, and people don't know that you've got a day job and you're running PCS. So can you tell us just to break the ice here and just to get the ball rolling? Tell us about the company. How did you found it? Like, where? How did you guys get to where you are today?
Yeah. So to your point, most people don't know I have a 60-hour-a-week day job on top of PCS. I've actually been in banking. I work for a top 3 bank. Been with them for it'll be 21 years in January. And of course, I got family, 2 kids. Both of them play travel soccer, so I'm like super duper busy. Then plus running PCS. So kind of long story short, back in I'd say late 2016. I've actually been following like the collectible, like high-end collectible industry for probably 5 to 10 years before I actually bought my first piece. And the main reason I didn't buy my first piece was I was looking at them and I was like, well, I'll just sculpt it when I retire and do it myself. So I'm one of those rare people that are right and left brained. So very analytical, love numbers, hate English, I'm horrible with grammar, but great with numbers, counting degree, all that good stuff. But I used to paint, draw, sculpt on the side. I grow bonsai. I got koi fish. I got a saltwater tank that just started leaking right before I got here. So I had to throw some towels on the floor because I had the overflow going. So about 2016, I decided to buy my first piece just to see how they were put together and all that good stuff, and basically fell in love immediately. I ended up buying like 4 to 8 more pieces right after that. It's very addicting. And I actually met my business partner, Mark Martin, at that time. And the funny part was that when I bought one of my pieces from him on eBay, I saw his name and it was Blue Zoo Aquatics. I was like, hey, wait a minute. I bought like some saltwater fish from you. And I was like, do you own that company? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, we got some stuff in common. So we hit it off immediately, started talking. And I would say probably a month after that, I hit him up and I was like, hey, man, I'm thinking about starting a collectible company. And I think he thought I was full of shit at first. But then he started to come around. We actually had started the LLC. I had a couple of artists lined up. I actually had factories lined up in China. When I'm a go, I'm 100%. I put the pedal to the metal and I'll figure out a way to do anything. One of the artists we were going to hire actually told us that the owner of Pop Culture Shock was looking to sell. So in my mind, being the corporate investment banker that I am, I was like, well, shoot, I'd rather buy than build. So we went down the path to buy PCS and then ended up closing the transaction in September 2017. So that's kind of how we got started. I'm pretty sure you guys know.
I didn't know that Pop Culture Shock was, and I thought you founded it. I didn't realize it was an existing brand that you bought over, which, by the way, being in corporate America myself, fucking genius idea. I love that. So was there a conscious decision to rebrand PCS versus Pop Culture Shock, or was it just something you were trying to do? Yeah, tell us about that.
Absolutely. So when we bought Pop Culture Shock, it was a mess to say the least. It was, I would almost call it a borderline Ponzi scheme at the time, where it was basically doing a pre-order to pay for production for a pre-order 10 pre-orders ago. Me being an accountant, I'm of the mindset when you take in pre-order money, that money is not earned. That money is put to the side to actually produce that product. The old owner, like even through his own lawyer, quoted him as saying Pop Culture Shock was basically his personal piggy bank. So as money was coming in, he was buying Ferraris and house stuff, blah, 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 blah. So our first 3 years of owning PCS was straight up pain. And I would say it's probably made us a lot stronger, more resilient, like going through that pain. And we put a lot of hard work into getting to that point to where we are now. And that's one of the main reasons we rebranded, was because we want to completely disconnect from the old pop culture shock, because we didn't have anything to do with the money that he took. We didn't have anything to do with the refunds that people were asking for. That was all his stuff. And people always tried to say, well, you bought the company, so you're now responsible. No, there's contracts for a reason. When you buy a company, and we wanted to do an asset purchase originally, and then the owner wanted to do an equity purchase. So we're like, okay, fine, we'll do an equity purchase. Within that equity purchase, usually when you buy a company, you'll get working capital, or you'll get the money that was collected for products that haven't been delivered yet. Right. So since he didn't have that money and didn't want to put that in as part of the deal, the way the contract was written was, well, then you're still responsible for all liabilities of the company, given that you're not giving us the money for those products that haven't been produced yet. So basically what that means is, whenever somebody returned one of those products, he was responsible for that refund, not us. We ended up still paying out, I want to say, over $1 million worth of refunds, a product that we collected nothing on. And I'd say those first 3 years, I'd say 75% of the product we delivered was either like a net neutral or a loss for us. And that's why that pain for those first 3 years was really what was happening. And to put it in perspective, Mark and I didn't start taking a salary until last year. And our salary last year was $25,000. So being owner of a collectible company, we're getting paid less than every single employee that is on salary, because one, we believe in what we have, and it was more important to make sure our employees were paid. We got the product out, and we build the company more so than worried about what we're going to get. So that was a whole lot of pain, but it was, I would say, is well worth it where we are now. That was one of the main reasons why we rebranded to separate ourselves from the old pop culture shop.
Right on. And so, and everyone in the chat that's watching, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for supporting this show for as long as you have. We've got 49, 50 people up here right now. So thank you guys so much. And it's always a pleasure when we have heads of companies like Ant or various studios who would come sit by and talk to us. So here's what's going to go on today, guys. We're all going to go through a couple of questions that the people on the panel have, and then we know that a lot of people in the audience have questions. So we're gonna once we'll go through our stuff, you guys can ask your questions. We're gonna start them, and then we'll ask Ant, and he'll answer as best as he can. You gotta understand that there are NDAs, there are licensing agreements. So he'll talk about it as much as he can with us. So just bear with us. So, and how big is the company now under your direction?
We now have, and I'll actually put this in perspective for you guys as well. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people on full-time payroll with us now. And to put that in perspective, I try to keep the company as lean as possible. And I would say this is probably one of the positives that came out of that 3 years of pain. I try to keep expenses as low as possible. For one, if anything ever happens economy-wise or whatever, I don't have to worry about laying people off, right? I want to keep the people I hire, I want to keep them employed. And two, I want to keep costs down for collectors, right? So I'm a collector too, and I know that shipping costs a lot of money. These statues are getting higher and higher and higher. And I want to do as much as I can possible to keep those costs down. To kind of put that in perspective for you guys, I still remember this. This was probably 2-3 years ago at New York Comic Con. There was a company that set up a 10 by 10 booth in New York Comic Con, and they flew like 30 people in from overseas. And I'm like, what in the hell are you doing from an expense perspective? That one, you got that many people flying in, and then two, that you need that many people to set up a 10 by 10 booth. To put that in perspective, we had a 20 by 10 booth, and it was me, and like 2 more of my employees. So 3 of us setting up a 10 by 20 booth, and then the other company had 30 people. So we try to keep our expenses low so that we can pass that savings back on to you guys.
So question on that is the company under your leadership now in a like you guys are in the black, liquidity is all good, and then the subset of okay, so things are back on track.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nah, we're good. We're good now. We're completely in the black. We've actually expanded. I've tripled the company since from what I bought it, and I see us doing even more than that. We've expanded out to doing like small scale PVC statues. We're actually doing video game collectors packs now. We have a whole lot more licenses. The company before was mainly like your Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, a couple movie licenses here or there, and Masters of the Universe. And since I've come on, we've added Marvel, WWE, Hasbro, multiple horror licenses from Pumpkinhead. We added Rocky, Michael Myers. We got American Psycho. We got Ninja Turtles coming out. So we've really expanded the company since taking over, and we've been in the black ever since.
And then the last piggyback off of that is was the Sideshow exclusivity, like I think you guys only sell through Sideshow now, or for whatever reason, was that a strategic thing that actually helped you, or is there a reason why you couldn't just sell off of these? Oh, look at the doggy.
Yes, he wants attention. Stop it on us. Sorry. So 2 things on that point. One, it was from a strategic perspective with Sideshow. For me, one of the biggest things, given that I had a full-time job and family, I really didn't have time to focus on like customer service, shipping, and all that. I just really wanted to just make cool shit. And the easiest way to focus on just cleanup and cool shit is to offload the selling portion of it, right? So doing that partnering up with Sideshow on that did help us a lot from being able to focus on just cleaning the house and focus on putting out some cool stuff. They actually helped us out from a refund perspective, giving people Sideshow credits for some of those refunds. People don't realize we still had to pay Sideshow back for those credits, so it's not like we got those for free. But they did help us out a lot, and I still appreciate that partnership with them. And they help us out a lot on the marketing side as well, and have been great partners for us.
All right, go ahead, panel guys. You can go. I wanted to just get Ant's basically life story in a nutshell as far as the company goes, but yeah, open up to everyone else. Go ahead, Shane.
So first, yeah, it's great to see you on here, Ant. I'm really happy you came on. Being a collector who's been around a long time, I know pop culture shock, what a fucking disaster it was. So you really turned it around, and good on you and your partner for paying back people, and that's great. It's good to see someone doing something like that. So much respect for that.
Appreciate it.
So you and I talked in the chat a little bit. I'm really looking forward to your Transformer line coming out. And I know, I've been on you about trying to make, you're going to do your Devastator. And how big did you say you were going to do them roughly?
It's going to be, I want to say around 30 inches. Right. He may go up to 36. We'll see once we get them all scaled out. But yeah, he's going to be a big boy.
Yeah, and that's what I was really hoping you would do 36, because I realize you don't make your statues based on other company statues. I get that.
Nope.
No, I get that. But also probably the majority of people who buy your Transformer statues are going to have other Transformer statues, and they want to pair them together. And from a marketing point of view, I think it makes more sense to make him at least 36 inches. So he's bigger than like XM Optimus Prime, who's like 28, 29 inches, or, Starscream, who's 30 inches. It just will look better. Otherwise, they're not going to want to start a line all over again, or have a one-off piece on a different shelf and all the other Transformers over here.
Yep. So I'm going to give you a little fresh little, I can't share my screen because I don't have it with me, but I'm gonna give you a little exclusive for this group on Devastator because I know how big of a fan you are as well. So whether we do the 30, and we listen to fans, right? So I would say that's probably one of the biggest things we do is we pay attention. And I've re-sculpted. I've paid for Rocky's face. I paid 5 different people to sculpt that freaking head. Just because it wasn't right. The Michael Myers 1/3 mask was, I'm going to be honest, it was shit when it first came out, but it is freaking gold now. We resculpted that thing 3 times. So we listen, and we do pay attention to different lines as well, right? So if you look at our quarter scale Myers statue, we made sure that still fit in within the Sideshow horror line, right? With little circular base, with the release around it, etc. So back on the Devastator. So the main reason why I'm not necessarily paying attention to the scale of Devastator against other makers is because Devastator is getting attacked by 3 different Autobots in the scene. So it's not going to be just Devastator by himself. It's going to be Devastator, Optimus Prime, Grimlock, and Bumblebee. So
wait, it's a Dio?
Yes.
It is a 4-character Dio?
Yes.
Okay, well that fucking changes shit. I mean, that's a shit your Rick and like slap your titty on the table kind of changes shit.
So, and I'm gonna sweeten that pot a little bit more. It's not gonna be just Devastator. We're gonna do Omega Supreme on the other side, and Omega Supreme is gonna be attacked by 3 Decepticons. And then you'll be able to basically pair those 2. They're going to be fucking huge, but you're going to be able to pair those 2 against each other because they're attacking each other while they're also getting attacked.
So kind of like when you said the 2 pieces, kind of like, I'm not saying you took inspiration from or anything, but kind of like the idea of what Iron Studios did with their Sentinels, kind of.
Absolutely, and I did get. I won't lie. I did get inspiration from Iron Studios, and I love Iron Studios. They're freaking awesome. I love Renault, the owner.
That's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
We tee up every time in San Diego. So
the Omega Supreme will also have other characters with it. Then, yep. Okay, that makes sense. Yep, gotcha.
So, man, Devastator versus Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and who's the other guy?
Grimlock.
Now that is badass. How many boxes is that shit going to come in?
That is that's a very good question. What I'm also trying to do with those 2 dioramas is have multiple display options. We're still playing with it. I have the concept done, but I don't know how it'll work within 3D or real life. But what I would like to do is basically have multiple options to where you can have Devastator being attacked by the Autobots. So say you buy the whole set, right? So you buy Omega Supreme, you buy Devastator. I want you to be able to have them separate, right? So Omega Supreme being attacked by 3, Devastator being attacked by 3. I want you to be able to have them face off with each other, Devastator against Omega Supreme by themselves. And I want to be able to put the 3 Autobots underneath Omega Supreme, basically going towards Devastator and the Decepticons, and then having the Decepticons underneath Devastator attacking the smaller Autobots. So I'm trying to figure out a way to give you guys that multiple option displayability,
and the flexibility.
And then within that, even if you don't have that huge shelf to have all of them together, being able to break it apart to where you can have Omega Supreme, Devastator separately, and then if you wanted to just have the 3-on-3 by themselves, have that separately as well. So we have it in the concept, but I'm trying to see if we can make that happen in reality in the actual 3D
Is
sculpt.
this like, I know Shane, you're still asking, but to piggyback Shane's Transformer question, is this probably one of the maybe up to date your biggest thing you've tackled? This project?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. The second would probably be that Mega Man capsule.
Yep.
That thing was freaking, that was freaking nuts designing that one. But this is definitely going to be a huge undertaking, but I think it'll be well worth it. I'm a huge Transformer fan. So I was actually disappointed we didn't get more play on the cartoon cell shading line that we had. But I mean, I get it. Like, collectors see value in complexity. They don't understand that paint job costs more than a lot of the detailed XM Prime 1 detailed sculpt versions, because that paint job is so freaking hard to do. It's not something you can just spray metal and then you spray and overspray over it, and okay, you got nice little varnished chrome. No, you're following exactly the paint master on every single clean line, on every single part. And then just the mass was freaking huge. So it doesn't, the complexity does play a lot, but so does the complexity in the paints as well.
Gotcha.
Hey, and the Transformer line, that's the G1 style or the movie?
Yes. So the one we're doing for Devastator, it's going to be true to G1, but it's going to be a lot more detailed.
Yeah.
So think more like G1 on steroids, but true to form. And one of my best friends I actually work with at the bank, he is a huge Transformer fan. When I say huge, he has probably every 300 Transformers at his house, not statues, like the actual Transformers. So he knows everything from the G1 to the next level up, like every single thing that's ever been released. So he's like my go-to guy on making sure that we stay accurate. And if we do add more details, it's in the right spot, but still stays true to G1 at the same time.
Cool.
And thank you for breaking that news on this show and sharing with us. That is freaking awesome. Like, dude, I wasn't even looking at that Devastator as a thing that I'm interested in, but now you making fucking diodes and shit. Motherfucker, I may have to buy this. So I'm gonna
there you go.
I'm gonna piggyback off Fine Chip here, and he's gonna ask, and I'm afraid to ask.
He's a dio guy.
What price point do you think you're gonna be able to hit this at?
Don't know yet. So I'm not
a fair question.
Yeah. So a lot of makers set price based on what they see in the market, right? So they'll see another company put out something a quarter scale for now $900. So like, oh crap, well now I can charge $900. That's not what I do. I basically go to the factories. They come back to me with a price, and I beat them over the head and try to get something better because I want to get it as low as possible, while at the same time making sure they still get their profit. And then I basically use that to determine the price. I don't go by what other companies are charging. So, I mean, like a good example, our last Ronin Supreme edition that we put out, I think we sold that for like $1,600. Any other maker would have sold that for like $2,500, like easy. Because that's a huge quarter scale statue that would have sold for $900 to $1,000, and then you basically have 4 quarter scale statues behind him. So that's the stuff we do, and we have really good partnerships with our factories as well, which helps us on the prices on a lot of this stuff.
Dude, that is awesome. It's really cool, and you know what? It's really cool and refreshing for me to hear a CEO of a company come up and say, you know what, these guys are fucks. I'm not going to do what they're going to do. I'm going to do right by the collectors. I mean, look. Especially this fucking community. Everybody's always whining about me, I'm being taken advantage of. Me. Everybody's ripping up me my fucking ass. Let me bend over and stick it. And I'm like, now you got this motherfucker, this dude who came on and he said, look, you see these fuckers? I ain't doing that shit. I'm gonna try and make it worthwhile for you guys and for me, and we all cool. You gotta be look, if this is what all you people are bitching about. Now you got it. Fucking be happy. Stop fucking whining like a little baby. But yeah, so thank you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you guys a little insider information as well. This kind of goes, and especially given you're in the corporate world as well, this kind of goes against everything you probably know about economics. So when you usually think of
right now,
yeah, so when you usually
will be kicking my ass.
So when you usually think about like sales or prices on something, right, you think supply and demand, right? And then you think the more makers or the more people that you have within an industry or a market, that's going to bring your price down, right? That's usually how it works in every industry in the world. That is not how it works in the high-end collectible industry. I'm going to tell you why. If a factory can make 1,000 Batmans that are all the same, or 2,000 Batmans that are all the same, versus doing those same 2,000 units, but doing 5 different versions for 5 different companies, they're going to charge more for those 5 different companies because now they have to set different molds, they have to set up different paint teams, etc. So this is actually one of the few industries that having more companies in it actually hurts collectors. It costs you guys more money. And I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize that. I didn't realize it until I was in the business, but that's exactly how it works, because factories want to do a 500,000 run. They don't want to do 150, 250, 300 of 5 different statues or statue companies. And I don't even know if licensors understand some of that sometimes as well, when you have like multiple companies with the same type of product as well. But it hurts. Sadly, it hurts collectors. It just raises prices, which is sad. But it's the opposite of what you would think from an economics perspective.
Shane, we didn't mean to. Follow up. Go ahead, Shane. We didn't mean to take over.
No, not at all. I do have a clarifying question for you, Ant. So I think the Dio idea is awesome. That's great. For me, I wouldn't be able to get all of it because it would have to be a standalone piece because you already have some of other Transformers, whatever, right? But did you say there's a chance to buy like the Devastator and Omega Supreme separately?
Oh yeah. Yep. We'll do basically like a regular where it's just them by themselves, and then like the deluxe would have the 3 on them.
Very cool.
Okay, well then I'm going to hope that you make it at least 36 inches and one here.
And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to be buying one of those Devastator Dios because you already sold me. You got B, Prime, and Grimlock. Yeah, I'm sold.
And I've talked to a few other collectors, guys who do Transformers like Dan and that, and they're all the same. If it's 36 inches or more, they're in for it too.
I mean, I could admit, if I was
I was a
G1
like
guy, I'd be over this. If
this
was a Bayformer Devastator, I'd have my money.
Bayformers, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, me and John do the Bayformer, but
yeah, yes, sir.
But in all honesty, and I have heard a lot of people in the community wishing that Devastator can somehow be 36. So that would be, obviously you're going to end up doing what is within the realms of what is physically possible.
It's only 6 more inches. Not that big a deal.
Yeah, but so
no. I'm not saying from your guys' perspective. I'm saying from my perspective, it's not a big deal for me to add another 6 inches. So
hell yeah,
I'll try to push.
I support them on that too because I'm the same way. Even if you were doing a Bayformer Devastator, I'd be praying for the same size, 36 over 30.
All right, well, screw it. I'll shoot for 36 to 40. How about that?
You heard it here, guys. You heard it here. Perfect. He's gonna shoot it for 36 to 40. We love it. I tell you why, bro. I tell you why. You're gonna sell a fuck ton more.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You're gonna sell a fuck ton
more.
Waiting on it.
It's gonna pair well in the Dio, and it's gonna pair well with existing Transformers.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen.
Now you're covering all your bases.
I'm sure.
What did you think of Imaginarium Arts Devastator, by the way?
Which one?
Imaginarium Arts Devastator. What'd you think of that one?
I actually thought it was pretty dope. I didn't mind it. I think did it come out? I remember that.
Yeah, it did.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them had issues though.
Came out 42 inches tall. It was big.
Okay.
The only issue I had with it is they went with the real rust-covered look to it.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. I
wasn't a fan of that. That's the reason I didn't buy it. That's the only reason I didn't buy it. I didn't want to.
So I actually bought a third-party Devastator Transformer, basically for like reference and research, and it actually had that rust. And I told my guys, I said, "Hey, I like the paint job on this, minus the rust."
Absolutely.
Very cool. So before I go, I'm gonna let John and Art get through their questions. John, what'd you have tonight?
Yeah, I'm just curious and talk about how you go about getting licenses. I follow the Facebook group quite a bit, and you see a ton of people asking, make this or that. How do you go about picking kind of where you go with it? You guys obviously have a ton of great lines you're doing. Licenses, even scale, I saw you guys put a poll out for even the Ninja Turtles. Do you want quarter scale, 6 scale? How do you go about deciding on that stuff?
So I would say probably the biggest is I listen to the fans, right? So a good example is when we did the 3rd scale Myers, everybody was like clamoring saying, you need to do quarter. So I went and attacked and got quarter scale. I'll post a lot of questions, and I would say if you guys aren't on our Facebook group, if you want feedback or input on what we make, that is the place to be. I'm on there a lot. Matt's on there. He'll send stuff back to me if I'm not on there. But I mean, I basically listen to the fans. If I see enough interest in something, then I'll end up going after it. What's another good example?
It's true.
Somebody was asking for like Big Trouble in Little China. That's like one of my classics. Like I'm going after that right now.
Nice.
So
we had somebody
a
ask
lot
us
of it
that.
is. Oh, perfect. So like a lot of it is listening to the fans. I will weigh like whether or not I think it's a big enough property to actually make, right? I don't want to get something to where it's 50 people are ordering it, right? And it's not gonna move, then I'm just losing money. So I mean, at the same time, I want to do as much as I can for collectors. At the same time, I'm still running a business. And we actually did a test run on even like character selection, right? So we did a Hugo for Street Fighter because people have been begging for Hugo for like 3-4 years. I mean, there was somebody that kept posting like free Hugo in like almost every post. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a test. Everybody keeps talking about they want Hugo. Let's see if you put your money where your mouth is. Sadly, they did not. We're still making it. It's still getting delivered in December, but that's like a lesson learned on my side, right? I can't necessarily listen to everything that I hear. I still need to do my research and do my due diligence before I pull the trigger. So
Crypto
but a lot
Nation,
of it is feedback.
Crypto Nation, Team Australia, you say Big Trouble in China, Ant's going to do it. So hell yeah, you get your wish. But you got to put your money where your mouth is, man. If he opens that shit up, people got to buy it, or you can't ask for everything and then not PO it, because at the end of the day, if he's going to lose money on it, then there's no point for him to do it.
I got a quick question about that. Like, are you seeing recently? Because a lot of people, I think, are a little wary to pre-order nowadays, just with how the market is. Are you noticing a big change in pre-orders recently?
I'm not really. I mean, if you put out a hot product, it's going to be picked up. Okay. Like a good example is like our third scale Wolverine. We ended up delivering that, and like within the first week, like Sideshow had none left. Okay. So it's like if you put out something good, it's going to be picked out. Now, when you're in like a weary market, maybe some of those third tier, lower type collectibles might not fly off as quick. And then a lot of it is once it's in stock, people end up buying it then. So even if you may see like a lighter pre-order, once it's in, people are like, oh shit, I do need to pick that one up. Yeah. So that plays a lot in it as well. And then also a lot of it is reputation, right? So and our goal within PCS is to deliver same or better than the prototype. That is like our mission statement, is same or better than a prototype, because we know that if we deliver something that is worse than a prototype, that's going to kill your future pre-orders, right? So that's one of the biggest things that we focus on, because again, I don't want to give you guys something that you didn't want, right? If you're saying I want this prototype and I give you freaking Betty Boop instead of Rocky, that's going to be a problem, right? So and Rocky's actually a good example, right? Our first pictures for Rocky looked like shit, and guess what? The one we delivered looks fucking amazing. So that's the stuff that we focus on, and if it costs me more money to get it right, then so be it. It is what it is.
And John, you got that line, right? You've got a couple, right?
I got the Drago in. I got Rocky coming in too, so I'm all in on that line.
Oh, nice. Well, Clubber will be up in January.
Nice.
And Paulo is shipping in December, or leaving China in December.
The next Rocky, do you know when that one is? The one to go with?
You talking about Rocky 4?
Yeah, the one I think you showed the render sculpt in SDCC on a stream.
Yep.
That one.
So Rocky 4 is coming out in January with Clubber.
There you go.
Cool.
So we're releasing Clubber and Rocky 3 and Rocky 4.
Two January. Rockies. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I got two.
And actually, I guess let me give you guys one more exclusive since we're on Rocky. We also now have the quarter scale Rocky license and 6 scale posable figures for Rocky. So we got more shit coming.
Cool. Oh, nice.
Anything else, John, before Art? Oh, Shane, you had something?
Yeah. Do you still have rights on the G.I. Joe line?
We do.
Any thoughts about doing like you before you did cell shaded Transformers, and now you're moving into more modern looking, and before you did like cartoon animation G.I. Joe? Any thoughts about moving into a more modern looking, kind of like Prime 1 did?
Yeah, so John, this kind of goes to your question earlier about like how we choose licenses and decisions on what we make. So G.I. Joe is like a prime example of that. I freaking love G.I. Joe. I grew up on G.I. Joe. I was born in late 70s. I'm a freaking 80s baby, right? So like Ninja Turtle cartoons, Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, like that's my freaking jam. So I was extremely disappointed when the sales for G.I. Joe were lackluster, to say the least. The issue of G.I. Joe is the main collectors of G.I. Joe, they want 6-inch posable figures. That's the main issue with G.I. Joe. And that's the reason why our cartoon line didn't really go as well, and that's why we didn't branch out more within G.I. Joe because of that. That was a loss leader for us. So for me, like I would love to do G.I. Joe. Maybe I try to do like a Kickstarter, and you guys can. I don't know if you guys know, but we did like a line of GI Joe PVC figures that were sold in like GameStop. Except those actually sold well for us. So again, it's the they're used to paying $20 for something like this. So when we did the $50 statues, those actually sold a lot better than our high end side of the GI Joe. Sadly,
cheap son of a bitches.
That's his catchphrase. I finally got him to say it. John, did you have a follow up? John,
Yeah. My biggest question. I'm a huge horror guy. As you can see, I got a whole bunch over here. I got your Michael Myers quarter scale. I actually wasn't collecting when you had the third scale one, and that thing's a grail to me. If I can find that thing, I'll scoop it up. But can you?
You just missed out. We just sold like two more of them. The last two we had.
Yeah, I saw that. But do you have anything? I think you had mentioned you're doing Killer Clowns. Did I hear right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
So horror next year is going to be insane. So you need to buckle up and get your wallet ready. It is going to be crazy.
Well, that's the thing. Is nobody's touching horror, and horror is such a big genre that nobody really touches anymore. Like Sideshow was doing a little bit of it, but nobody else touches it. Like Freddy Krueger, Jason.
Yep.
How many iterations of Myers is like? Everybody would buy every movie of those characters. So I'm happy that you guys are actually tackling. I got Ghostface. I got both Leatherfaces on order. So I'm excited for what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we have, I want to say, maybe 4 quarter scale horror next year, and maybe 2 to 4 third scale horror next year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's going to be, and one is going to have, actually, I'll tell. So this goes, I keep circling back to your question about how I pick licenses. One of the other ways I pick licenses besides the group and feedback is I look for what's never been done. I try to find a gap in the market and jump in it. So a good example of that was when we did our Jean-Claude Van Damme, right? There's never been a Jean-Claude Van Damme statue. So we were the first to do that. There was never a 78 Myers statue, either third scale or quarter scale. So I went after those immediately. So within that, and then like Pumpkinhead, there wasn't a Pumpkinhead since 2005. And people were still trying to find that one from Sideshow, which was amazing. So on that same vein, for next year, we're doing a third scale Candyman statue. Awesome. There's never been a Candyman. So that's going to be freaking tits. And we have the exclusive is going to have Tony Todd's autograph. So it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Cool. All right, Art, man, what you got for tonight, Art?
Go ahead, Art.
All right. I know you guys are doing like the gaming license for Marvel, but do you have any future license for comics or anything?
Yes. So this one I cannot share, but we have something very special coming out next year. I had this, and I'll be honest. I had this amazing idea of a line I wanted to do for Marvel. And actually, this is something that's probably going to go across some of our other licenses. When I came up with this idea, I went to Brian Kucharek, who's one of our art directors full time now, and I was like, "Hey, man, I want to do this. Here's like what I'm thinking. This is a story I want. This is kind of how I want it to look." And Brian is fucking amazing at like taking my freaking throw up on the page and like turning it into freaking gold. So when you see what we have coming out next year, your jaw will drop. It's amazing. It is amazing. So, and we have, it's so good. I don't even want to share who's sculpting it right now. Even the sculptor that's doing it is freaking awesome. So yeah, it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be 1/3 scale, right?
I'm not even going to say that because yeah, I can't, I don't even want to speak that out.
All right.
And thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking thank you. I want to toast to you. Thank you for everything you just fucking said on this show. Motherfucker, thank you. So, guys, this is what we're going to do. Chasen has
wait.
question.
Wait.
Okay.
One more.
Man.
Also, do you have a local, like the official distributor in Asia?
So we go through Sideshow for all our stuff, and they have like distributors that they have within Asia that sell as well. So yeah, we do sell in Asia. We just don't sell in Southeast Asia. So we're in Hong Kong. We're in Hong Kong. We're in China. We're just not in Southeast Asia.
Any future plan for that?
That's where art is.
Well, yeah. So the issue is that XM is there and Legendary Beast Studios is there. This is something about me, and this is just how I roll. I don't play in other people's play yards. I don't think that's fair. I'm not shady like that. I don't push my product outside of the regions I'm supposed to be in. So sadly, we're not there. Maybe one day Marvel will let us, and when they do, I'm on the freaking attack. But until then, I don't sell outside of my zone, and I'm just not shady like that. I can't do it. I feel like karma will come back on me, and it's not worth it.
Okay, got it.
Respect. All right, guys, real quick. Chase is going to ask his questions. I have 2 to lead into audience questions, and so go ahead, Chasen.
So, to piggyback of what Ant said earlier, and John, I think you might be interested as well because you are the horror guy. As Ant said earlier, you guys, if you're not in his Facebook group already, do join it because I will attest to it. He's not joking. PCS, without a doubt, is one of the most in tune with their customers. They listen, they ask for your votes on what should be included in items, what scale to do an item in, et cetera, et cetera. After sculpts have been rendered or whatever, they'll take feedback, constructive criticism and make adjustments as needed. But earlier this month, and I'm asking this for you, John, is you just said you did a vote on your Michael Myers like half scale. Did that win, and is that actually going to take effect? I'm only asking for John.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say I feel like I'm playing spades. I'm gonna say like 2 and a possible. Yeah, I think that may end up still happening. I actually had the license or opportunity to get the license, but from a priority perspective, I needed to push it to January. So if it's still there in January, then yes, it's going to be a fucking go.
You might not need to go there, John. You might just be good in a half scale.
And yeah, Chasen and everybody knows how I'm on half scales. I really don't collect them, but if it's a Myers, I guarantee you will sell a ton of those. Guaranteed.
Yep. Perfect.
All right, then for like my personal stuff, I know it was really recent, man, but you did tease you. I think you said you put in a request for a Dutch. Is that like a strong possibility?
Yes, they're checking to see if they're allowed to license it out. So,
okay, and if so, do you
I have the contact.
Do you know what scale?
Yeah, I have the contact
already, if it happens.
So we do a lot of the majority of our movie stuff has been 3rd scale.
I know, that's great.
But I want to start getting I'm on the fence because I want to start getting more into quarter scale for our movie line as well. Just given people are running out of space and freaking shipping is crazy.
Okay, do Dutch in third.
Yeah.
then go to quarter.
I've considered doing like dual scale, right? Doing
Oh,
quarter
okay.
and third. The issue I have with that is they're so close
Mm-hmm.
in scale. Like I would prefer to do like a third and a six.
Okay.
That doesn't work for the movie line. That would work for more like a cartoon or a video game or comic line. So I'm on the fence on whether it would be third
Gotcha.
or quarter.
Regardless,
Or I could do or I could do what I did with Myers, right? Come out with do the third scale first, and then come back in and do the quarter scale.
Fair enough. And then even longer ago rather, I think I saw somewhere in the comments in your group about having talks with the Gears of War people. Anything materialize of that, or probably not looking like it?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
It's still on my list.
Very
Just
cool.
not the highest priority on my list. But
Yep.
yes, it's still on my list of future opportunities.
Oh, no
So
doubt.
basically what I do is I try to schedule out a year to 18 months on what we're going to make. And then when I see a gap in the schedule, that's when I start going even harder core on licenses to fill some of those gaps. And I try to spread the stuff out so it's not like I'm having like 2 third scale. And sometimes it'll happen, but I try to prevent it. Like try not to have like 2 third scale horror like back to back months, right? Try to spread it out either every 3 to 4 months so that people can spread out their payment plans and all that good stuff. So like if I see like a gap in action or in a movie or in horror, then I'm like, okay, now I need to go get another horror piece to put in this spot. So
okay. And then just a couple last questions for the Raphael that's already about to ship really soon in quarter one. I think, January. People are getting notifications and everything, but I noticed the ES was significantly low on that. Was that like already like a plan set and goal, or was that maybe like yeah, it was. So the whole line is going to be aimed at not a high ES. Okay. So then to back off that one, obviously the 4 turtles I'm imagining will sell better than any other character they do because they're the turtles. But to keep the line going, what edition sizes would probably have to be reached for like a Shredder or an April to keep it rolling, Splinter, whoever it may be.
So I think we would need to at least hit like a 2 to 250 on like the lower end characters to keep it going. Shredder's going to sell.
Yeah, that thing looked amazing.
I think he'll end up moving the exact same units as the turtles. To put in perspective, when I shared that Shredder, our Raphael sales went up.
That's awesome.
Like crazy. So and we actually Brian K actually we've already done the designs for Shredder, Krang, Rocksteady, and Bebop. Having cool. Like the four paired together as well.
Okay.
We'll see how they go, and then I'd like to do like to your point, I'd like to do April, Splinter together. And then I'd like to do like Casey and
that'd be so awesome.
So,
so I hope it can go that far, man. I hope it can.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to go that deep with the cartoon line, but the turtles did well. We actually probably could have sold double what we set the ES at.
I got you.
Shredder sold well. Then it started falling off from Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang.
Is that line over? The cartoon one done with?
No, we're actually going to do. I'm going to give it. If I was any other maker, I would have been done after Rocksteady.
Gotcha.
But I was like, well, I did Rocksteady. I got to do freaking Bebop, and then that wasn't great. But then I was like, well, shoot, I want to have a Krang, so I'm doing freaking Krang.
Very cool.
Yes. So we're gonna do the answer should be no. Yes, it's done, but we're gonna do a April and Splinter next year.
Oh, very cool for the people that went out on the line. Very cool.
So if it kicks back up, like if sales kick up, then I'm coming through with a freaking Baxter and freaking Casey Jones. So awesome. We'll see. I'm giving it one last Hail Mary to see if I can
last
get it going.
question from me. I know one of the things I do love about you do like these, cult classic or just very popular movies from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever it may be. I know the RoboCop. I think you said is coming in a third. But is there any other planned movie pieces from that that era, like maybe like a Top Gun or a Ripley Alien or any other franchise movies from those older movies?
Yep. So the Top Gun, Tom Cruise doesn't give his
Yeah.
likeness out.
That sounds about right.
So I actually tried to go after that one. I'm working on a possible Gladiator. Working on, actually, we already have this one, Army of Darkness. We'll be doing Army of Darkness in third scale. That's gonna be dope.
Wow.
This is kind of a random one, but I freaking love it, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a, and I'm still trying to close the deal, but like a Queen of the Damned, Aaliyah, in
Nice.
her little outfit where she comes out
Nice.
first as a vampire.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a cult classic for me. This is people probably aren't gonna want this one, but I fucking want it because it's probably one of my favorite movies. And the licensor currently said we're not licensing it out, but I'm gonna keep peppering them until they give it to me. Last Dragon. I want to do a freaking Bruce Leroy
Nice.
in a
Oh
show
my god, that'd be
Oh
cool.
yeah, I want a Bruce Leroy. I definitely want a Bruce Leroy. I love that movie.
Yep, I was like, I got to do it, and I want to do it like I want to do a statue, but I also want to do like 6-scale posable, so I can do like the glow and freaking different outfits and shit. So
Yes!
we'll see.
Fair enough. So
I want a Bruce Leroy.
I guess we'll let your viewers, your fans ask you some questions too. How much time do you have left, sir?
Oh, I got time.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna jump in because this is a viewer and I both have a piggyback question, and then I have 3 other viewer questions to get to, and then we'll open up to the rest of the chat. So the first question is from Brandon. He says he asked for Aeon Flux. Will she get her knee braces? So I'm going to let you answer that, and then I'll piggyback mine.
Yeah, I'll say sadly no. It's going to be the version we have, but she does go up for pre-order in January, I believe.
All right. So this is awesome. You and I have talked. You know how much I love the Aeon Flux, so I am 100% getting it. And I know the answer to this next part of the question is a licensing thing, and the answer is probably going to be no. But maybe, I'm just saying, buddy, maybe you can make a one-of-one cast-off just for me and you. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like cast-off, Ant gets one, I get one, and it's a cast-off, and nobody has to know kind of thing, like a ES of 2, and then be like, you get one and I get one, and it's all cast-off, and be like, yeah. Anyway, all right, we're gonna jump into audience questions real quick. Yep. So, and a couple of people have asked me about this. So the first question is from Naz, and he's talking about Ghostface. And he asks, hey, Ant, is it possible for the non-bloody regular portrait to be modified so that it matches exactly the shape of the original Fantastic Faces line mask of 1991? And I don't know the answer. That's going to be you.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm kind of lost on that too, because the mask that we made was actually from the original movie. I actually had a collector, and again, I do my research, and I leverage or reach out wherever I can for people that know a lot more than I do. I'm sorry, I actually feel like shit right now because I don't have his name on the tip of my tongue. But there's a collector that's a huge Ghostface collector. And he has like the original mask and the original like cloak and outfit. And I actually went back and forth with him on the art direction as we were making changes to the mask to get his sign off on it. And like, he's like, tweak this, move the eyes down more. And we got it freaking amazing. So I don't think we're gonna make any changes. I don't understand the question exactly, but I think it matches exactly where we wanted it to go.
Right on. The second question is a part B. Is it possible to include an alternative KNB effect portrait? I don't know what that means. I hope you do.
I know what he means on that. Yeah, it's a different point. So if I would have got this question like 2-3 months ago, maybe, but Ghostface is leaving China next month. So
okay, so
we're at the point now. We're at the end where we're basically about to start QCing soon.
All right. From Mercer, he asks, "Hi, Ant. When will Raphael ship? When will Donatello be built for pre-order? Will Donatello switch out heads? And when will the other turtles be revealed?"
Yep. So Raphael leaves China in 2 weeks. And then Donatello will go up for pre-order in January. We've revealed like what the other two turtles will look like. If you guys saw the concept that we revealed at San Diego Comic-Con of the whole display, we're gonna put Shredder in between the four turtles. I think one of the mistakes we made the first time was doing all the turtles first, and then people they didn't know the bad guys were coming on our cartoon line, so they ended up like not or missing out on the turtles, and nobody wants to have just Rocksteady and Bebop not have the four turtles too. So we kind of learned our lesson there. So we're gonna space them out a little bit. Shredder will definitely be in between the next one. I haven't decided whether or not we'll do the Leo after Shredder or put Krang in there first before we do Leo. So I haven't decided on that piece yet.
Right on. And then from William, he asks, is PCS continuing the Marvel versus Capcom line, and who will be next after the 1/3 Thanos?
Oh, I got a good one for you guys.
We're breaking
I got
news.
a good one. Yes, this is more breaking news. We have a new pre-order in January, and this kind of goes back to my never been done. We are doing a 3rd scale Blade in January.
Wow.
Very cool,
and
man.
it looks freaking amazing. Like I'd say this is probably our best. I love freaking Venom Pool. That's still one of my favorites. But besides, this is probably the best 3rd scale one we've done. It is when you guys see it, it is freaking amazing, amazing.
Nice.
Very
All
cool.
right.
Any chance on a swap out Wesley Snipes portrait?
So we can't do Wesley Snipes, of course, but you will not be disappointed in the portrait. I'll just say that.
Nice.
Shane, I'm surprised you would ask that because you hate movie statues.
I asked it. Well, that's not true. I have.
No, you hate movie
Star Wars.
statues.
I asked for Rashid. He's a diehard Wesley Snipes fan, and Blade is his favorite guy.
So, guys, we have a lot of chat questions. We have them start, so we're just going to go down the line and ask Ant. Okay?
So, let's see. We've got... Here we go. From Zod, hope we see some 1/3 Marvel Knight stuff from PCS. Looking forward. So, I guess that you kind of just answered that.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
And after, just so you guys know, after Blade is Storm, and she looks freaking amazing.
Well,
as
there
well.
you go. There's the answer.
This is like a classic Storm.
Video game.
Yeah, it's video game, but it's pretty close to classic.
Shane, there you go, man. You've been waiting for a storm.
But it's going to be 1/3, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then,
Something I've considered, and I may throw a poll up, is whether or not we should offer our 3rd scale in 6th scale as well. We don't have 1/4 scale license, but we do have 6th scale, so I could always shrink stuff down to that. But I haven't decided on that one yet.
So, a couple people in the chat were interested in the Chun-Li bust. Any updates or ETA for POs?
Yes. So we made some small adjustments to Chun-Li's face, very small, to make it just more determined look on her face. And we're actually redoing. I didn't really. I like the eyebrows, but they needed some work. So we basically redid all the hair on her, and then also her outfit. We actually made some more adjustments to it as well. So she will be up for pre-order, I want to say February, March. But the version that's coming out looks a lot better than. The first one was freaking amazing. Shane did an awesome job on the hair and on the paints, but like the version that we're putting out in February, March, if you guys like the first one, you're gonna freaking love this one.
Fair enough. That was like your first time with silicone, right? It's silicone, isn't it? Is that recall?
Yeah. Yep.
Is it glass eyes too?
Yes.
Yeah, very cool, man.
Yep.
Very cool.
And then I see future Street Fighter bust. Yes, I believe we are doing Cammy after Chun-Li.
I think it's great you guys are diving into the silicone stuff now. With that,
Yep.
I think it's the
very
smart idea.
Yeah, we got movie people on our staff. One of our guys worked in Hollywood for like 20 plus years, so he has all doing props and maquettes and everything. So I'm actually sad I didn't leverage him a long time ago for some of this stuff.
I got it.
Cool for those, because like you said, for those movie pieces, a lot of times the silicone is just like you said, it's the way it's going right now.
Can you give us like a price point for that?
For Chun-Li?
Yeah.
So I don't have it yet, but it'll probably end up being between 1,700 and like 3,000, somewhere around there.
Cool.
I'm gonna try to get it as low as possible. This is actually a funny a funny point. I actually wanted to do her completely silicone, including
Yep.
nose.
My man.
Holy shit.
I love those. I love those.
Yes, but that basically like double, triple the
Yeah.
price. Doing that.
Pain will
and then
pay for that.
Yeah, you would.
Hey, you know I love them. Hey, I love them titties. You know I love them titties, man.
So yeah, from Beast 51 statues, couple pieces he said from Prime 1, 2 years wait, obviously. What kind of time frame are you guys have always been, to my knowledge, fast, and now you're getting back to it, am I right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so pre us, Mark and I taking over, Pop Culture Shock was guilty of that 2 to 3 year turnaround time. Prior to the pandemic, we started hitting 5 to 6 months turnaround time. Pandemic hits and nothing was freaking leaving China. It took 3 months to book a container. Container costs were freaking 10 times what they were. So all that like cut off our nose to spite our face. We couldn't get the stuff out as quickly as we wanted to because of all the logistics and everything else. Now that we're basically through that and everything's opening back up, we're at like 5 months, sometimes less than that. I mean, a good example, Raphael. What did that pre-order?
August, right? Yep.
Yeah, so it's leaving in December. Ghostface, same thing. Apollo, same thing. All these were Tiamat was like September, and it's leaving China in December. So yeah, we're freaking blowing through this stuff,
awesome.
and it's a lot of it is, and I'm not gonna share this piece because this is kind of insider information on how we run things. But we're able to do or get a lot of this stuff out quicker than a lot of makers because of the process that we run. And the way that the team runs and how we deliver our stuff to the factory. That's what allows us to get the stuff out a whole lot quicker than everybody else.
And you know, I'm like you. I'm an '80s child, and one thing you talked about earlier: statues that have never been done or only been done once. What about a Voltron? A good 3 foot tall Voltron.
Yes, please. I want that.
It was a little too modernized and too small. No one
Yeah, I was
else
gonna say because Sideshow did one like 5 years ago or something, right?
Yeah, but it looked okay, but it was a little too off from the original for me, and it was small. It was like 27 inches. But a good 3 foot fuck off Voltron. No one's touched Voltron since.
Actually, I'll consider that one. Okay. Yeah. No, I'll put that on my list.
Nice. You'll consider it. I'm happy. I'll buy that.
I got a quick question real quick.
Yeah, go for it, John.
We haven't touched on your kind of WWE line. Are you going to continue that? You got stuff coming up, or?
Yeah, so sadly, that's another case of the collectors that follow WWE aren't used to the high end market.
Yeah. I wondered.
So they see the price point, and I probably talk a loss on every single one of those, except for
they're so good though.
The Rock.
Yeah, except for the Rock.
The Rock, yeah, he's so quick.
Warrior, Ultimate Warrior. Those were the only two I didn't take a loss on. Every single one of the other ones I took a loss on, even though they're freaking amazing. I freaking love it. I grew up watching WWE or WWF actually. I would have loved to continue that line. We started doing like the PVC smaller scale, and those are selling. So we may continue the line that way. The other piece is I'm actually going back to WWE to see if I can get them to do like more marketing push, get it on their site. And get them to take pre-orders because the orders that they took from us, like they sold out immediately. So I'm not giving up 100% on it yet, but I need to get their backing to really keep this line alive, because going the sideshow internet route, it's not going to do it.
I'm a diehard wrestling fan. I'd love to see a Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
It's actually sitting in my studio, completely done and painted.
Nice.
We just haven't done the airbrush on his pants, like the little his face that he has on his black pants down the side.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Given the other Hogan didn't sell well, I may end up just having a one of a kind.
What about like
so I can get
a Bret Hart?
I would love to do a Bret Hart.
That'd be
I
awesome.
want to do freaking Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah, those two. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So from YouTube channel Toy Quest 101, he wanted to know, how did the Ronin piece do as far as the expectations versus when it was announced? He saw a lot of people hold back until they saw reviews of it and everything. Seemed like it got hyped.
Oh no, Ronin did freaking amazing. I would. That's one of our best pieces. I mean, composition wise, production, I freaking love that piece. I mean, it tells a story. Like, everything about that piece is freaking amazing. So yeah, that was one of the ones that we had no issues on pre-orders. Like that flew.
Very cool. Vinny Todd wanted to know, will that the TMNT SDCC art that was shown with those third scale, the RAF, I'm assuming that's the one, art be available?
Yep. So I'm trying to figure out. I want to do something special with it. I haven't decided what. I want to figure out a way to reward people, whether it's like send in proof that you bought all 4 and I send you a free art print.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Or I want to figure out a way to do something, or I may do it like in our Facebook group. You have to be a member plus you bought the 4, and then I'll send you the free art print. I want to do something with it. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, we're definitely doing something with that art print.
Fair enough. From one of our regulars, Lane, he wanted to know, for the Aeon, is there a possible variant for her outfit?
Oh, Lane, you've been harassing me about that other outfit. If the first one sells well, I may consider doing a variant in the different outfit.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Hey, Ant.
Yep.
Cast off, baby.
This man.
I'm telling you, baby, cast off.
This is the unlicensed anime world inside this man. From Royce, he was looking for an update on that 1/3 Iron Man, if there's anything to share.
Yep, leaving China in December.
Wow, okay. Right around the corner.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
Let's see. We got Uncanny Carlos. Any chance we get a preview of the Katana 1/3 UMK3 statue soon?
Yes, we'll probably share that probably January, February. Melina will go up for pre-order in January. She's finally approved. This has been freaking hell in a handbasket getting all this stuff done on the MK side. We actually had to redo Jade's unmasked head to a different version. So that's done. It's actually should be done painting on Monday. And then we'll get that new head photographed, approved, and then she'll be up for pre-order in January.
Very cool. Little Aussie collector, so guy down in Australia, one of your supporters. Any Leatherfaces this month? He's asking.
Yeah, Leatherface leaves China at I think either the end of this month or like beginning of December.
I got a quick question about that. What made you guys do the 2 different versions?
I actually liked both versions, so I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I want to do both.
Because I had I'm like, what one am I going to keep? And I'm like, hell with it, I'm just going to get both of them.
Yep. So that decision is probably a product of Anthony's indecisiveness. So I couldn't choose whether I wanted to do Pretty Woman or do the Butcher. So I was like, forget it, just do both of them.
Yeah.
I like the way you think, man. Oh wait, and I gotta even take this step further. Aeon Flux, silicone, glass eyes, and removable titties.
No,
Oh my goodness.
no, not happening. All right.
No, probably not.
I gotta try.
Wow. Another good question from Vinny. How do you guys handle your design approach for something specifically like the turtles?
So the turtle. So this is actually a funny story. So with the turtles, I actually reached out to Brian K. Probably 2 years ago to see if he'd be interested in doing a project with us, and this is before we hired him on full time. And my comment back to him was, "Hey, would you be interested in doing like our own little take or custom take on like Ninja Turtles?" And he was like, "Absolutely." I didn't think it was gonna like I'd actually get it across the board with licensing, but we did, and he has done an amazing job designing those. Like they're freaking awesome. He actually came up with an idea of doing like it was like a mass. I wish I had it with me. I wish it was in the studio because I'm gonna have this. You guys, sadly, you guys won't get it because licensing didn't approve it. But I made it, so my version will have it. But he made a version of them where they have like this, like almost like a bandana mask covering their face with like white like skull on the front. It almost looked like a Punisher type skull across the face, and that was the mask instead of the bandana. It looks so freaking badass, but it didn't get approved, sadly. But I have it printed, so I'm gonna still have it. But yeah.
So hang on.
I had to piggyback off of his question about design choices. So that 1/3 TMNT line, it's like it's all basically artist interpretation, isn't it? Or is it taken from comics or anything? Or is it?
It's both. It's both. So it's like comic inspired, but then our take on it. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. So when we're
Can
go ahead.
Have the white eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, they
bandana and white eyes.
Yeah.
So
yep, and that was a us listening to the collectors because the original eyes on both had pupils. And when I showed it, people were like, "Oh, we gotta have one with white eyes." I was like, fuck it, let's make it the other one with white eyes. And I had my painter fix the eyes, and here we go.
I like how you are like, "Fuck it, let's do it." I love it. So SF6 is asking, can we get a Savage Dragon statue that would companion with the turtles?
So Savage Dragon. So this is kind of like comics during my days as well. So when I think Savage Dragon, that pops in my head. Pit pops in my head, and the one that I have been clamoring for two that I've been clamoring for that I want to do so freaking bad. Spawn, of course.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that get that for sure.
I actually had a good meeting with Todd. But of course, I don't blame him. He has, yeah.
Nice.
I don't blame him. He has his own studio. If he wants to make a 3rd or quarter scale, he just freaking points and says, "Hey, you guys go make it." So I understand, like after talking to him, why he went and licensed that stuff out. I mean, I totally get it. I'm still not gonna give up. I actually had the guys make a She-Spawn statue based on his cover, and we actually sculpted, printed, painted, shipped it like in 3 weeks to Todd just to show like what we could do. But the other one that I want to do is the Max. I want to do the Max like so freaking bad, and I actually want to sculpt that one. Like that's the one I want to do. So if out of any of them, Max would probably be the first one that we would do, and I'm still trying to go after that one.
I like that She-Spawn. He won't let you make it.
No.
From our boy A+ Collectibles, he was curious about an American Werewolf in London.
So I actually tried to get that license back. Right now, the licensor is not bringing on new licensees, and I think it's part of it is like COVID, not having like enough people back into the office to handle multiple studios. So it's not currently, but I haven't given up on that one yet. And that goes with also Legend. I want to do a freaking Meg Mucklebones, like bad as hell. But that's another one that's just not available right now.
Gotcha. Our boy Dwayne Davis progress on the 110th Street Fighter Dio is line.
Yes. So that will be coming out next year. I've told everybody in the group I'm going to make it happen. I just need to figure out if we're going to do like a Kickstarter type of deal with that, or if we're going to package them together. Because the one thing I don't want people like just getting Ryu and Bison. I want people to collect like the whole line, because that freaking Street Jam poster is freaking amazing.
Okay.
So being able to do every sculpt from that line or from that poster and have it like literally lined up. So like I'm looking at the Transformer shelf of Shane behind me and behind him, and like having that Street Fighter all the way across would be freaking dope as hell. So I'm just trying to figure out how to market and put that one out. I mean, we literally have 6 to 8 painted prototypes already done. So it's not like it's a development issue. It's the figuring out how to market and release it.
Gotcha. When before I continue on with the guest questions, when did you want to get out of here yourself, man? I don't want to keep having them spawn questions if you need to go or anything.
Oh no, my kids are asleep. I'm good.
Okay, as you wish.
Hang on. So Edgar D is asking, is there a possibility for a 1/3 red Sonia?
I'm pursuing that one as well.
Wow.
To go with our other ladies.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, the Purgatory and yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
Richie, a future of Mortal Kombat line? I guess it means is it gonna keep going or?
Yeah, so we did Noob. I haven't seen the numbers on it yet. If Noob does well, then I'll do another quarter scale. Sadly, Jade did not do well in the 3rd scale. We'll see how Melina and Katana do. If they pick up, then I will continue on with the 3rd scale. But if Melina and Katana flop as well, then no, we're done with the 3rd scale Mortal Kombat.
Wow, this is one I could get behind like tonight.
Oh yeah,
Beetlejuice.
Yep. So I tried to get Beetlejuice. That's just not available right now.
Yeah. Is it a Keaton thing? Is he hard to get? I figured that makes perfect sense.
Yep. Like I want to do the fucking hat, like bad as hell.
Nice.
With the big hammer arms, like I want to do like that in statue form would be freaking awesome.
I got a question about that. When you say like Keaton, he's hard to get, is it that these actors just don't want these statues made and they don't want money? Like what is it exactly?
It's more of like they don't need the money, right? So Keaton's rich as crap,
right?
So so taking time out to approve a statue, and a lot of these, like when you look at older movies, the likeness rights expire, so that's when it becomes like a bigger issue. And then it's just time, right? So think about if you're a freaking multimillionaire, you don't need money. Do you want to spend time on having to approve a likeness on something? And then if it comes out like crap, then there's a version of you out there that looks like shit, right? So having to deal with that. So I mean, I can get it from like their perspective.
Yeah, I get that.
Not wanting to do that. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well,
I just figured they'd have people for that. And if I was an actor, I made all these movies and I had these big companies that wanted to make really good statues of it, I'd be like, fuck yeah, put more out there of me.
Yep. Well, the other issue is that a lot of them don't know or understand this market, right?
True.
So
fair enough.
This high end market is like really niche. Like a t-shirt, like you would understand that a little bit more, right?
Sure.
But like this collectible market, and when I say this, I mean like the high end resin collectible market. Like people really just don't understand this unless you're
like
in it.
Like 1/3 scale or like 36 inches of Michael Keaton. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yep.
Boy,
and so like I've seen like posts where people are saying there's a Keaton Batman coming out. I'm like, okay, good luck. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I know. I'm there with you, man. With Keaton, and more so even Nicholas and the Joker they teased that company.
Yep, but I'll believe it when I see it. When I see it pre-ordered, I'll believe
it. Our boy from Denmark, Martin Jacobsen, he's had a 1-to-1 to go. I don't know if that means Buster.
I don't think anybody wants that, man.
Holy shit. I think he was just teasing, but oh my god. Wow.
The other thing too is I don't think people understand that like when
especially if it's an old movie and the license rights, especially if it's an old movie, and especially if the licensing rights to that movie was pre-computer and was still stored on paper, that means that that paperwork is sitting in a box in some really freaking obscure warehouse where they'd have to pay a peon to run there and hunt for days for that. Once those licensing rights expire, it's the same as like music rights when an artist sells their catalog to a bigger conglomerate. Like they don't own that conglomerate, they don't own that license anymore. It's not their piece anymore. It belongs to the entity. So there's a lot of legal ramifications that goes into things like that, and I think not many people are aware of those kinds of issues too.
Yeah, well, and that's why you don't have it's been years that you haven't seen a Freddy or a Jason statue, right? Because those rights have gone back to the creators. They're no longer with the movie studio. The huge lawsuits, everything on that. So that's a prime example of rights gone.
Fair enough. One of the last ones we got from Richie. Any thoughts for classic horror, like creatures like from the Black Lagoon?
It's actually funny you say that, Richie, because I got pinged this morning to see if we wanted to do what the heck is it? Frankenstein? Crap. Which movie was it? It was like the old Frankenstein. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly which one it was. I was actually going to put The Curse of Frankenstein. So I was actually going to put up a poll up on the group to see if people would be interested in that, because on that one I have no freaking clue. So that's that would definitely be a, hey, are you guys interested in this? And if I see enough interest, then I'd pursue it. But I don't know if it's big enough to do it. Like I want to do a Bram Stoker Dracula, like bad as hell. But yeah, the classics, it'll depend.
Gotcha. One occurred to me. The RoboCop you're doing is 1/3, right? The one coming.
Yep.
And is it from the first movie?
Yes.
Wow, very cool.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, it's not from the remake.
Look at his face. He was like, no.
Boy asked for an update on Hugo Poison.
Shipping in December. Both
There
of them.
you go, man.
Nice. And I have another viewer question that asks, will the Undertaker regular version be for sale again? I don't know if it's sold out.
I don't know what that means. Again?
He must be sold out. I'll need to ping Sideshow. I'd say if you're interested, make sure you get on the wait list.
For sure.
Because that's how the dress would come up. So a good example was Ultimate Warrior. I think we produced on the initial run like all but like 50. But then the wait list blew up, and then Sideshow wanted us to make the remaining 50. So then we made the remaining 50 of those. So I'd say if you're ever interested, make sure you get on the wait list like ASAP.
So earlier I noticed you said you and your partner. Matt's role for you is he's like a liaison for Sideshow? Is that Matt? Or what is...
No, so Matt basically helps run. So I used to do our social. So I have like limited time.
Okay.
And mostly because both my girls are now playing travel soccer, and I'm freaking in Virginia or DC or wherever in soccer tournaments, and I'm going this way, the wife's going that way with the other kid, where it's just freaking nuts. So I used to run everything social media wise, from the group to always responding to people, keeping it active, all that good stuff. We brought on Matt to basically help run the social media aspect of PCS. He's done some graphic design work for us as well. But yeah, basically to help run our social media across Instagram, YouTube, and then our Facebook group as well.
Sounds right. Very good. I was asking because he's like yourself, man. He's very active in that group.
Oh yeah. Matt's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
I also wanted to take a minute to say, this week you guys did some like warehouse sale where you still find a lot of old pieces for retail. That was really cool for a lot of people. So thank you for that.
That is cool. The old gems.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Waiting.
Yeah, I'm running out of room in the storage, and then also some of these pieces are like my personal pieces I just don't have space for.
wow.
because of all the stuff that's coming in. So I'm like, you know what? Let's give back to people that have been looking for these, like the Battle Cats. Are
I
a good
saw that.
example. The one of those Battle Cats is mine, and I'm giving it to somebody. So that's
Nice.
and we had like one storage unit that turned into 3. And then literally my studio has so many samples that just came in from the stuff from this year. I was like, man, I'm not going to keep just ending up with like 10 storage units. So we got to start clearing some of this stuff out.
Makes sense. Boy,
Yep.
Marcos Mora was curious. You guys ever tap into the anime market in like a 1/3 scale? Like
So that's yep. So that's actually what I'm pursuing right now is anime.
Oh,
that's
what license?
probably
and the Flux is like your first intro into it, then, huh?
yes.
Like
So I'm pushing hard for anime. Right now, the ones I'm looking at, or I should say, have the best prospect right now: Berserk, Chainsaw Man,
Nice.
Afro Samurai, and then I want One Piece bad as hell. Mostly because
nice.
my daughter's really into it. The Jiminy Palace statues are freaking amazing. I love their work.
Yeah, I have a lot of remade pieces. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely all over anime.
Okay. And then,
Another grail I'm trying to get is I want fucking Pokemon.
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that'll sell though, man. That's like
Yeah.
a gold mine right there. Yeah. I think one of the last audience questions for pieces ask about Aspen, Darkness, Witchblade, 1/3.
Maybe. I actually would love a Darkness. I think Darkness would be dope. But I haven't pursued any of those yet.
Gotcha.
But I'll definitely consider those. Yeah.
Here you go. You got someone that wants to work for you.
Yeah. Hey, ping me on Facebook. Tell me what you do. We are hiring.
Nope, there you go.
I want another full-time painter. I need some more people to work in the mold casting department, as well as our 3D print department as well. And then if I end up bringing on these anime lines, we may end up hiring on another art director as well. So we brought on Brian K.
That was a big announcement.
We brought on Diego is a full-time sculptor with us. And actually this month, Diego Rios, who did our Ninja Turtle Rhyme, he's now full-time.
I was just about to ask that.
Yep. As of this month, so we're glad to have him on the team as well. So we're growing.
Very cool. That was about it from, I think. Did any of you guys have any last questions here?
Yeah, I do. So it's awesome that you said you're going to do Devastator 36 to 40 inches. You're going to think about it. That's great. Any timeline for when we see some kind of reveal or PO? I realize it's way down the line. Just any ballpark?
Yes. So I will probably share the concept if I can get the final version. As soon as I get it, it'll probably be like a week after I get it. I was supposed to get it into this week, but it'll probably take a couple more weeks. So I'm hoping I can share at least the concept in December. We've shared like the T-pose of Devastator in the group. So I'll probably start sneaking more images of Devastator and of Optimus, because that sculpt's almost done as well. Diego did a freaking amazing job on both of those. And I think I have pre-orders set for either March or April for that one.
Awesome. That's awesome. And saying all the cartoons you watched, what are your top 3 cartoons from the 80s growing up?
Top cartoons. So probably at the top of the list would be Masters of the Universe, because this is going to sound freaking hilarious. My mom used to watch horror movies, and I would watch like Nightmare on Elm Street, scared the shit out of me. And in order for me to go to sleep, I'd have to watch an episode of Masters of the Universe for me to not have nightmares. Freaking hilarious. So I would probably put that at the top of the list. I'd probably put Transformers next. I still remember when the movie came out. It actually came out on my birthday.
Oh wow.
And I couldn't go see the movie
Ah.
because I decided to go to the playground in the morning and hang upside down from the monkey bars and fall and bust my head open. So I couldn't go to see the movie. Yeah, so I still remember that one. And then I'd say Ninja Turtles after that. So probably those would be my top 3. And then G.I. Joe is right around there as well.
Nice.
But then I still have my classics like the not as popular like freaking Thundercats. Oh shit, I forgot. Thundercats. Thundercats would be in the top 3, and then just random ones like freaking Silverhawks. That was.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Silverhawks. Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, Ant, make me a 1/3 She-Ra.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted the Master Universe line back so bad because I wanted to do a Skeletor and Panther to go with our Battle Cat.
Oh, nice.
License, but license already taken. So meh.
What do you think of the Tweeterhead Masters of the Universe line coming out?
Oh, I fucking love that line.
They're nice, eh? That Skeletor
awesome.
looks sick.
Yep. Yeah. No, I love it. Freaking David is doing freaking awesome. Chad is a great dude. We always talk at Comic-Con. Yeah, no, that's a great company. I like those guys.
What about I think a lot of companies now are doing like Jurassic World. Would you guys be interested in like Jurassic Park, like the original movies?
So I would, but it goes against my trying not to do the same thing that other people are doing, right? So sense. I don't. If I can prevent it, I don't want to compete.
There you go.
It doesn't help them and it doesn't help me. Yes, I can try to make a better product so I get more sales, but again, you're still splitting the baby either way, right? So instead of getting 100 units, I may get 75 because somebody else is doing it if mine is the best. Or if theirs is the best, I may get 25 or 50. I just think there's just too many licenses out there that I don't need to do the same thing that other people are doing.
It's smart, man. It's smart. And that's the smart businessman in you.
Yep. And that's how I went with like when I did Marvel. I didn't want quarter scale. I wanted third scale because nobody was doing third scale. So I was like, yes, I'm golden. And then LBS comes through. I'm like, fuck.
It's different line though. LBS is more of the classic.
Yes.
Plus, yours is a lot, for the more conventional collector here in America, easier to obtain.
That's why a Voltron would be perfect for PCS. It's right up the alley, right from the 80s.
You got your pitch hat on today.
Yeah, he does.
Yo, I'd take a 40-inch Voltron, man.
Oh, lots of people.
I ain't even gonna fucking lie. I mean, shit, I wasn't. Yeah, and I wasn't even gonna buy your Devastator. I'm sold now because you got Grimlock and Optimus and B and Devastator in it. I'm like, oh fuck me, I'm buying this shit now.
Perfect.
So make it nice and 36 to 40, and we get to go.
Yep.
Earlier you mentioned lines like G.I. Joe, doing better in like opposable 6-inch action figure type situation. Is that the same situation for the Power Rangers?
Yes.
Yeah.
So our Power Rangers that we sold through like GameStop and Hasbro Pulse, they did freaking awesome.
Yep.
They did awesome. We did the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
I lost. In our Green Ranger with the Dragon Zord version was freaking amazing.
It was dope.
And like even the sculpt on the Ranger, like the fabric. I mean, it looked like it was real fabric, and it wasn't. It was sculpted and painted that way. So I was like extremely disappointed that didn't do better than it did. I mean, I wanted to do the whole freaking line. That was freaking awesome.
Yep, makes sense.
So sadly,
all right then.
Yes, says do a G.I. Joe in your Ninja Turtle design.
G.I. Joe and then.
So like doing like our take on G.I. Joes.
Yeah, kind of like what we talked about, like a more modernized, like how P1 was doing it.
Yeah. So besides the issue with G.I. Joe being the collectors are really about the smaller posable figures. Besides that piece is the limited market.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is it's G.I. Joe is really more US geared. where Turtles expands globally, right? It's not America like really like G.I. Joe is. So that's another piece that kind of puts a ding in G.I. Joe and really branching out on that one. And I would, and don't get me wrong, I would love to do, like, I've even considered doing the freaking G.I. Joe vehicles. Like, I'm trying to figure out a way to do more G.I. Joe. Is that a fuck like you would do? You would buy the vehicles?
I'd have to consider it if you get a Cobra Hiss or something like that, or a Trouble Ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Don't
he
do
would
this
buy.
to me, Ed.
Yeah. He's
I'm a
he.
hardcore G.I. Joe and G1 Transformer
Did he
fan.
freeze?
Hardcore.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Got it.
he's already. Shane's already scratching his balls right now, thinking about how's he gonna deal with this Devastator and Omega. You know, there's like 2 dials that he wasn't planning on. So
Well, I'm
you
not
throw in
getting
some
the diodes. I'm
vehicles.
just getting the guys. I already got messaged by a couple people, all fucking excited once you mentioned the 36 to 40 inches.
There you
Perfect.
go, man. Looks like you're gonna have to try and push for it. And
No,
people-
we'll
people will
call it
pay.
done.
People will
No,
pay.
we'll call it a done deal.
Oh
do 36
shit!
to
Look
40.
at this guy. He
Yeah,
said
we're
it's a
done.
done deal. 36 to 40. Holy shit! We have. This is fucking awesome.
easily convinced.
You made my night.
You made a lot of people's night, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Perfect,
goodness!
perfect.
Hell yeah!
I'm easily influenced.
Well, I mean, it's cool because you're a collector too, and so you want to
Yep.
see cool shit, and you're gonna want to make cool shit. So I think that's perfect.
Yep.
You know.
So, Payne, John has to step out, man.
Okay. All right, brother.
John, appreciate you stopping, man, being part
Yeah,
of it.
thanks for having me on.
See you, John.
See you guys.
Later.
Take care, my dude.
What's
You
great,
guys-
Ant, is you're not only a collector, you're a fan of the source material. That's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, Ant, what was your first statue that you bought?
The first statue I bought was a turtle. I actually bought the first set of Prime One's Ninja Turtles,
Okay,
the
okay.
movie Turtles. Those were actually my first purchases.
Yeah, those looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yep.
What do you think of Bayformers, the movies?
So when I before I bought any statues, when I saw those, so in the movie, I didn't really like it. I'm more G1 focused. But when I saw like the statues, like just the design, I was like, man, those are freaking amazing looking. And it made me want to get them. I never did, but I actually thought about them. I think from a design statue perspective, I think they look freaking awesome. But from like I didn't jive with it from a movie perspective, if that makes sense.
That is exactly what I tell these guys all the time. I can't stand the movies. I hate Bayformers, but aesthetically, the statues are works of art.
Yep. Like that, the Shockwave, was that the one?
Yep,
Yeah.
I
That's
got that.
freaking amazing. Yeah.
They're all fantastic. They look so good.
Yep.
I'd never buy one, but they look amazing.
Yeah. Ditto.
So, Ann, how much space do you have in your house for all of your collection with so much shit that you're making?
I actually have a buttload of space. I got a
Oh, that's
7,000 square foot house, so I got more than
Motherfucker.
enough room to. Yeah, I got more than enough room to put stuff. But sadly, like I'm one of those people where when I buy a house, I never like get it geared towards me. I always make changes for the person that will buy it next. And that's how I've always been able to make money every time I sell a house. But the next house I build, that'll basically be like the last house I'll be in. And then that's when I'll basically set everything up. Literally in one of my guest bedrooms, I got freaking yelled at by the wife this week. I probably have like 20 boxes just in the bedroom, just sitting in there. And she's like, these need to be out of this room before Thanksgiving. So I got to go put them in the man cave downstairs just for storage. But yeah, it eventually, actually, this is even sadder. I have Thanos on the throne sitting on the floor in my closet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's how bad it is because I just haven't set anything up. I actually just picked up a freaking Master Replicas Millennium Falcon
Oh, you lucky
signature edition.
son of a...
Yeah, and a whole bunch of helmets. And I don't know where I want to put it because I know as soon as I set it up,
You can put it right over. You can put it right over here, man.
Yeah, put it back there.
You can put it right over here.
Yep. So that's going to end up going in the man cave. And the man cave is nothing. It's just a big ass open room because I never set it up. So it's just going to go back there until I move to the new house or we move to the new studio. So, but yeah, eventually I'll have everything set up and I'll be able to do like show some videos of all the stuff I got. But until then, everything's in boxes.
Well, let me ask you this too, man. You make a lot of cool stuff that a lot of people like. So other than you buying, other than you having copies of your own stuff in the house, do you actually, as a collector, still really go buy other stuff nowadays, or you're just kind of like, I make my own shit, I'm good?
I used to do it a little bit more, but I've gotten to the point to where, like, if I want something really cool, I want to make it myself. And just knowing that I had input in it is a big factor. Yeah. As well as like when people when I eventually set this stuff up, right? And people come through my house, I don't want to be like, oh, that's me. Nope, I didn't make that one. I didn't make that one. But I made it, right? But with that said, there are pieces that I still like that I'm not, like, it's not a license that I'm currently doing, and they just look freaking dope. Which is the One Piece statues by Yamini Palace.
Yep.
I mean, those, yeah, I mean, those are, I've bought, I got like 4 or 5 of them, and one is unpacked. All the other ones are still in their boxes.
Which one, like Zoro and Kaido and all that, or?
So I have Kaido still in the box.
Okay.
I have what the hell is his name? Is it Whitebeard?
Okay, yeah.
No, Blackbeard. Which is the crap? I'm trying to figure out which one I set up because it's actually in the studio right now because I wanted to see how it was made, which is one of the reasons why I got it. Then when I set it up, I was like, it's freaking awesome. But like I just ordered like Big Mama. I'll get that one. Yeah, so it's like pieces that I don't have the license for, or that I don't see me getting like immediately, or something that I want to see how it's made. So like I bought the like the Alita 1-to-1 bust, right?
Oh,
so
nice.
I wanted to see how that was all made because we were going to do Chun-Li. So I wanted to do research on that one.
That's smart.
I ended up getting like the I got Queen Studios Batman, which was in silicone. I wanted to see how they did the hair and stuff, so I got that one. I ended up getting the Wonder Woman from J&D, because again, that one looked freaking dope. So it's like something that really needs to catch me for me to want to get it.
Okay, so you basically looking into doing like the silicone 1/3 scale or something like that in the future?
So I thought about it. I'm still on the fence on the 3rd scale side of it. So a good example, so like the Wonder Woman, like the head looks amazing, the body looks amazing, the hands look like shit. I'm gonna be completely honest.
They don't match the skin of the face.
But the hands are silicone still, but they look they like look and feel dolly, right? And I understand like if you did it in resin, which would have made it feel a little bit better, then the resin wouldn't match the head. So I'm not 100% on board on like full figure, smaller scale resin because it felt more like a doll to me than a high end collectible. And I understand the whole it's silicone and it's higher end, blah blah blah, but like when I had it in person and I saw the hands, I was like, ugh.
Hey man, I'm just gonna go back to Aeon Flux, man.
Oh my God.
Silicone, man. I'm just telling you, you're gonna have you're gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be a great time. Now, no other people won't buy it, but it's just gonna be special. You're gonna have a copy. I'm gonna have a copy. It's gonna be cast off, and it's gonna be fabulous. And get rooted hair. I'm telling you. I am telling you, man. This isn't even a pitch meeting. This is just me telling you as a dude to a dude. I'm be like, bro. I'm just saying.
It's a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
I know I'm not getting it. Okay, I know I'm not getting it.
I would do a half scale Chun-Li in silicone first before
That
I
would
go
be
to,
awesome.
All right,
yeah.
yeah, okay, cool. Down.
I am all about the half scales. I don't even know what really
Wait, which costume? Which costume?
about Chun-Li's other than thick
Which
thighs.
costume? Street Fighter 5, 6?
Well, we would do classic, then we'd probably
Nice.
do the new game, and then possibly battle dress. I love the freaking battle dress. Battle dress is freaking amazing. But we do since you're all over half scale, we do have
That's
half
me.
scale Kuma coming out next year.
Who?
Oh yeah, what you got?
Half scale Kuma.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
nice.
really?
Awesome. Yeah. He looks
Holy
freaking
shit.
awesome.
That's gonna be huge.
And
That's
actually,
gonna
do
be
you
awesome.
guys remember I don't know if you guys read like the comics or the books, I think was it called the Akuma Origin, where he's like doing that like double fireball on
Yeah.
doing the fireball on the cover. That's the pose. It looks freaking awesome.
Shit.
Hey,
Light up.
It's freaking awesome.
Payne and
Yeah,
Brandon will take one of those as well. The Aeon.
The silicone Aeon that we're not getting, I know.
Yeah.
And do you ever do any mixed media, or do you do fully sculpted only?
On half scale,
No, we
would
do
you?
a shit. Yeah,
do
we
what?
do a shit ton of mixed media.
Yeah.
Like our horror
Love it.
lines, our third scale, all those have been mixed media. Yep,
I'm a fan
absolutely.
of that. At least for
Are
movie
you,
theaters, I am.
You a
Yeah.
Star Wars or Star Trek fan?
Not Star Trek, Star Wars. Yes. So, like I said, I picked up literally
Falcon.
today,
You lucky.
and it's still in the SUV. I picked up the Master Replicas Signature Edition Falcon. I have the Master
the guy-
Replicas Vader helmet. Picked up the Boba Fett helmet, Stormtrooper helmet. Then I got the thermal detonator as designed, and the weathered version. I got the training ball. I went kind of freaking nuts
Question.
today.
The guy you got
picking those up.
The guy you got the Falcon from, was it the guy from? Was he the one from Washington?
No, this guy.
Okay.
This guy.
Okay.
He lives like 30 minutes from the studio.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Yeah. But if you're into Star Wars stuff, he's selling a whole bunch of, and his collection is freaking insane. He doesn't have a whole lot of ships left, but he has like a lot of lightsabers, helmets.
Yeah, that's what I buy.
I may actually
Sabers,
get-
helmets, half scales.
Yeah, so he has I actually may get his Luke pilot helmet. That's an artist proof signed that looks freaking amazing. And then he has like the Luke and Darth Vader Return of the Jedi lightsabers, both signed as well, but he's not partnered with those yet. So I was like, when you're ready to let those go, I'll take those plus the TIE Fighter helmet and the Luke pilot helmet. I'll take all four of those once you're ready to go.
Any chance of seeing PCS do Star Wars?
Talk about a difficult license.
Yeah, so I actually put in my bid for that one. So
Nice.
hopefully I can pull that one across the board. But yes, I am trying for that one.
And if you did,
Third scale.
what would you be looking at? What scale? What pieces?
Half scale.
So what I started off with my bid is I want to do replicas because there's not anybody doing proper ships right now.
Get that.
So
Get that.
that's what I want to do first is doing replicas.
Yeah, there's only
So
customs.
we'll
There's
see.
no license.
Because none of the since MR, the only thing out is really is EFX, and they don't really do a whole lot.
Nope.
So yeah.
Yeah. So now I put in my bid. I haven't heard back yet, but yeah, I'm definitely pursuing.
Man, I
I
want that one poster too. That just getting the name Star Wars on a brand is ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I want a 1/3 Anakin.
Yeah.
All the one.
Anakin as a child.
Yeah, little Annie.
No,
Little Annie.
episode 3, Order 666, 1/3 Anakin, like slaughtering people.
Oh my god.
1/3 Ant. Just saying, we like them big stuff.
Yep, I'll get you the kid version. You got it.
Yeah. Oh my
You got
god.
an exclusive, or I have Jar Jar with it, so you'll be good.
Oh, you rat bastard! You
with
rat
the
bastard!
voice box, are you an angel?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, you motherfuckers! Oh, all of you!
Oh,
Oh,
man.
you rat bastard!
And I got an important question for you: light side or dark side of the Force?
That is a good question.
Oh, that is a good question.
The fact that you have to think about it worries me.
Which leans me towards the dark side of the Force.
Very
That's 'cause
good.
he's the Dark Lord. He only likes Sith.
Good
Oh, I
choice.
thought the Dark Lord was because of Sauron.
No, it was Vader.
You disappoint me weekly, Chasen.
He said weekly.
The friendship has been soured.
Oh my god.
I didn't think I could get any more disappointed after Bayformers, but here I am.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god, man. Do you guys want to just wrap it here or keep
Wait, I
talking for a
got
bit?
one more question. Hey, when is the Akuma coming?
Akuma, so he's already done. We're making some sculpt changes to his traps, and I want to make his pecs a little bit more realistic. So Miguel's actually traditionally sculpting those adjustments right now. So Akuma is, I want to say, like March, April. So we'll start sneaking out pictures of him probably starting in December, January. And he'll have mixed media clothes because we'll do a Akuma and then we'll do a Shin Akuma variant as well for it. And then, of course, we're not going to do just Akuma. We'll end up doing Chun-Li, Cammy, Ryu, etc. So,
Silicone Cammy?
It's going to be cool. I haven't decided yet if we're going to do silicone on the half scale line yet. The one reason I hesitate is the mass. So Akuma is freaking huge. When I put them next to the third scale, I was like, holy crap. Like just like it's like freaking Ronnie Coleman times 2 muscular. Like he is freaking jacked. So yeah, that's my hesitation with the silicone piece on it. But this is like these lines, like these half scale, like they're gonna be in my house, like in my theater room on the floor across the whole bottom.
So
it's gonna be freaking dope.
Question regarding like the half scale topic for you. I've been in half scale for a little bit now, and I fucking it's my favorite scale now. It used to be third, but half scale is now my favorite, hands down. Why do you think such companies like Infinity, Queen, Prime? I mean, not really Prime. They do a little bit, and now yourself really getting into this half scale. Like, why do you think half scale is kind of on the rise, like it is like these last couple of years?
Yeah, I think it's market, right? So you got people that have the room and want a statement piece, and a half scale is a statement piece, right? Yeah. Third scale is the line up your game room with a whole line of that third scale, right? So like when Prime 1 did the Batman Arkham series, right? You just line up your walls on pedestals going down. They look cool, they're dope. But like with half scale, that's like your statement piece, right? Yeah. That's you set it up and it's like you got the 2 towers next to your TV of the 2 pieces you like, right? So I think that's it. And then just the amount of detail you're able to pack in there at that larger scale as well.
Definitely, because for me, it's always been like when it used to be Star Wars only for me. It was all, Star Wars is only quarter scale. So I had quarter scale, everything Star Wars. And then got into other stuff. Third scale is amazing. That was my favorite scale. And then when I dived into the half scale, the first was Star Wars, like the C-3PO and everything. And I think I went from the idea of quarter and third being statues to half scale being like a museum-esque type of product.
Yeah, like a museum piece. Yep.
Yeah, and it's so much better than the life size, man.
For price,
not only that, but you can actually handle it yourself.
Still. You had 4 people help you with that Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So for your sculptors,
that's true.
For your sculptors, Ant, are they specifically contracted to PCS like Daniel Bell is with Sideshow, or do you freelance out?
So both. So Diego, Jack, Tiago, all 3 of them are exclusive to us. Right. So similar to Daniel. We do use freelance sculptors. Like we've used Franco. He's freaking awesome. I wanted to pull him on full time as well. And we use like Mark Newman. He's awesome, especially with the ladies. So we do use John Cleary. He's awesome as well. We do use a lot of freelance sculptors as well. But now that we've brought on Diego this year and then Tiago this year as well, we're doing less and less freelance because now I have in-house that can handle the majority of our stuff that were coming in. So back in the past, where we used to do probably 70, actually before I took over, it was almost 100% was external freelance. And then when we brought on Jack, we were probably closer to like a 80% out. Now I would say we're probably going to be closer to like a 20% outhouse. Everything else is in. And I'll probably end up bringing on probably at least one more sculptor. And then once I do that, that's probably everything will be done in-house.
Okay.
So are you guys? Oh, go ahead, Shane.
I was just going to say, do you know Avier? Are you familiar with his work?
Avier.
And I was going to ask if you were, did you use him before? But I'm guessing.
No. So is that the one that's like Avi or something?
Yeah, it's like Avi and then AYA, Avier.
Yeah. So I have not used him, but I've seen his work because he does a lot of custom stuff, right?
Customs. He's also done. He's done XM Lizard. That was him.
Okay.
He's done he's done some licensed stuff, and he does customs too. He did that Red Hulk right there from Alpha 3.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm always looking for new sculptors. Absolutely.
He's just my favorite sculptor. That's why I ask. I'd love to see him
gotcha.
I don't even know if he's looking to get locked down with someone, but I'd love to see someone utilize him more. I think he's really underrated.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I'll check him out.
And for your team, is everyone working remote, or you have like a physical studio space that's run like an office that all the artists work out of, and then you just
both. Okay. We have both. Yeah, we have a physical studio here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then we also have some that are remote as well. Yep.
So wait, you go to the bank, and then after work from the bank, you go to the studio and like oversee art direction.
Absolutely.
And then you go home and you put the kids to bed. Damn,
then
son.
I jump back on my laptop. Like now.
Damn, you don't sleep.
No, I don't. I probably sleep 2 to 3 hours a night.
Goddamn.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's your type of sleep schedule.
That's
put in
brutal.
that work.
Here's a late question. Vampirella dropping?
She's already left China, so she should be hitting collectors like in the next couple weeks.
There you go, Brandon.
Yep.
All right, guys. Do you want to just call it there? 2 hours.
Yeah, I got one more question. You said so Aeon is coming in January sometime, right?
Yep.
Do you have a rough idea of a price point yet, or is that more just have to wait? I'm just curious. More for me.
I feel like I do. I just don't remember it. We do have a price. I just don't remember what it was.
Okay, no worries.
But yeah, we already got our quote back on that one. So yeah, I just haven't put it together yet. Shredder.
Yep, coming
Oh,
soon.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
thing
looks
looks
fantastic.
good.
man.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, that Shredder is going to be freaking awesome. He's printing right now.
Very cool, man. And he's before Donatello, or is Donatello coming first?
Donatello's pre-order in January, so he's already photographed and done.
Gotcha.
He'll be after Donatello, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes, yeah. So I think I have Shredder in either March or April because I'm trying to spread the third scales out by 4 months ish
And
between releases.
4 months. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
And all probably around that $1,200 mark, I'm assuming, for majority of the characters.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
So as we
I'm trying
earlier,
to like Shredder will, as you guys saw, has like a smaller base, so that's one way that I can try to shave some of the cost of it.
Okay.
To try to get them close to the same price as the turtles.
So for everyone here, though, as we mentioned earlier, the group, if you want to have feedback, they do, like I said, they do polls for vote on what should be included, what swap outs, etc. Scales. Definitely join PCS Collectors Group. Him and Matt are both very active in there and take your feedback, seriously. It's a great group, man.
Yep, it is.
Appreciate it.
You know who a cool turtle character would be? No one's done Slash. I always like him.
Slash.
Yeah, the big crazy turtle with the black bandana.
Oh yeah. We actually, speaking of also randoms, and I forgot the name. I forgot its name, but we actually considered doing the crap. What's his name? The rabbit.
Usagi.
Usagi Ujimbo?
Yes. We even thought about doing that. So we'll see.
Oh, there's so many. Pizza Face. There's so many
Yep.
good characters.
I was going to do a turtle van as well.
A turtle van, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That would have been from the one for the animated line?
Yes. Oh, I almost forgot. We got I can't remember if I told everybody in the group yet, but we're doing quarter scale Ghostbusters. And when you guys see what we have,
let's go.
When you see what we have in store for Ghostbusters. So this was another one where I'm like, hey, I wanted to do this. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Cartoon.
I wanted to do this, and I want it to all come together, and I want this look. Man, Brian took my idea, and we went back and forth. Oh my gosh, it's freaking dope. When you guys see what we have in store for Ghostbusters,
that's
never been done. It's going to be
off the ground in 2023.
When's that coming?
Yes,
2023.
Let's see. Who did we do first? Egon. We did first.
Egon. Okay.
So Egon will be done sculpting this month.
Put those other quarter scale ones that have been up to shame.
Yep. I think pre-order will be like February-ish, I believe.
Wow. Okay.
And is that from the cartoon?
No, movie.
No. This will be movie. First movie.
Movie. Okay.
Awesome.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be dope because we're doing like a regular and then this deluxe set. Oh my God, yeah.
Then an Ecto. No, I'm just playing. What's up?
I actually have the Blitzway Ecto underneath my TV.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That's amazing. That's an amazing vehicle.
So good.
It is.
Are you going to do Sigourney Weaver?
Hell yeah.
I actually was going after that license, and at the time, this was a couple of years ago, they said that she would not allow you to do her holding a gun pointing.
Okay.
But of course, apparently that has changed since the last 2 years. Because I saw the one that Prime put out. But yeah, now that Prime has put one out, I probably won't go after it because again, I try to find what's not been done already.
Oh, I mean,
damn, I was just about to bring that up. I was about to say.
You're talking about from Ghostbusters.
Sigourney Weaver and Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, that's
what I meant.
I haven't thought about that. Oh yeah. All right, you just gave me another idea. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey man, that one's free because we buddies.
There we go. I'll take it.
That was gonna be. I know
because we do plan on doing a Gozer.
Oh,
Gozer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
You're gonna make the female Ghostbusters from the movie?
That's Sigourney Weaver, yeah.
Sigourney Weaver,
yeah.
I never saw that movie.
Oh wow.
Oh, you bastard.
No. He's talking about the remake.
I'm talking like the all-female movie.
Oh no.
I was like, I didn't think Sigourney Weaver's in that.
No.
No. I was talking about Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Damn, man. I know, Shane, you've been promoting all night. My one promotion was gonna be Ripley in third scale since the other company chose to do quarter, which pissed me off.
Yeah.
But never mind.
I got one last question for you, Ant. Other than PCS, obviously, who's your favorite statue company out there overall?
Oh, okay.
Overall, other than PCS, why you got to put me on the spot?
He does that to everyone.
I do.
Yeah. So I actually, it depends, and the reason why I say it depends is because the license that they have, right? So like, I love Tweeterhead for their Masters of the Universe line. That's like dope as hell. Sideshow, I love their X-Men and their Marvel pieces. The Iron Studios, I love their movie takes, everything from the Jurassic Park to the Back to the Future stuff. And then of course the Yimini Palace with the One Piece, like that they fucking roped me in with those.
Nice.
They pulled me in hard. So those are probably my tops.
So Jermaine, was it because of your daughter that you got into One Piece, or you just like it yourself?
Well, this is funny. I actually didn't watch the anime or read the books. What caught me first was actually the Yemeni Palace pieces. When I saw it, like just the composition, and I mean, I was like, man, this is just dope as fuck. Let me look this anime up, and then I started watching it with my daughter. I was like, oh crap, this is actually pretty good. So that's how I ended up They actually got me into it.
Nice.
So
that's me with Lord of the Rings, man. I had no interest in those statues until I saw Infinity and Prime One tease all theirs, and I was like, well, time to watch the movies.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Classics too.
Yeah. Man, we appreciate you spending, over 2 hours with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
This was fun.
You're fucking awesome, man. Like straight
Yeah,
up.
man. I tell you right now,
this was fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Now, you have sold me on your Devastator Dio, which I didn't even think I was gonna get. I'm still gonna maybe hold out hope that you might give me a cast off A on, even though I know it's never gonna happen. And then you sold me on this half scale Akuma, and then I'm pretty sure you sold Chasen on this quarter scale Ghostbusters coming. And then I mean, you have given the fans so much good nuggets tonight that hasn't been explored. So, dude, thank you so much for being open, being approachable, and being just down to earth and shooting the shit and just talking to people and just letting us know these freaking awesome things that you have in the pipeline. Man, I'm a fan, bro. Thank you so freaking much.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. And thanks for having me. This was fun. Fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed your time, man.
You made my night, man. Thanks.
What?
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys.
Okay. Then, lastly, I know you've been granting Shane all his requests, man. If the Dutch happens, do third. That's all I ask. Do third.
Okay, I got you.
Appreciate you, man. Art, as always, we appreciate your time all the way from Thailand. Appreciate you, my guy. Shane, thank you for filling in for Mike. Everyone in the chat, thank you for tuning in to us, and more importantly, Ant from PCS, and asking him all these great questions. Everybody enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back next Friday at the regular time of 10 p.m. Take care. Have a great weekend, y'all.